Привет! Меня зовут Сара Криговна, и я хотела делать видео, чтобы вы больше понимаете, хорошо? I wanted to do this video so you can understand, hopefully, a little better. Now, I know you were wanting me to flip the class for the independent students for Russian 3, but since Russian 3 is at the same time as Russian 4, I already have some kind of things going on there, so I can't very easily flip the whole class, but I can try to do some videos now and then. I just have a lot with all the different classes, but I will try to do some videos for you guys to help you better understand these the harder topics in the book, okay? So right now I wanted to go over with you on page 59, 59 и 61 тоже. These oneself things, these reflexive things. So, the first one up, if you're on 59, hope you have your book to follow along, we have себя. So in Russian, they have different pronouns that are reflexive. In some languages, like French, there's a certain reflexive pronoun that goes with each subject. In Russian, it's not that way. There's just the one pronoun, certain kind of pronoun, and then it agrees in case. So if you look here with себя, this is the reflexive pronoun, personal pronoun. This pronoun declines like the pronoun ты. So if you think of the word ты, which of course means you, singular, it's going to decline the same way. So if you don't have a chart that has себя on it, get your chart out that has ты. You don't have to do it right now. Just if you need to look it up in the future, what form, you would look under ты, and it would be the same forms, except instead of starting with a T, it would be S. Okay? So, the pronoun себя always refers to whoever is doing the action, the performer of the action. In most cases, this is the grammatical subject, the subject of the sentence. Себя has no nominative form. That's why there isn't a sly form of it. It's себя, okay? Because there's no nominative of it. Let's say this is whenever the subject is doing something to itself. So look at your sentences here. The first one. Я купила себе плащ. I bought myself a raincoat. So this would be like, you could, if it wasn't for yourself, let's say it was for you. You could say, Я купила тебе плащ. Right? Same idea. Я купила Владимиру плащ. Whatever. Dative case of that word. Because it's for that person, right? Dative case, to or for someone. So, I bought myself a raincoat. Я купила себе плащ. Okay, the next sentence. Он застегнул на себе плащ. На себе плащ. Again, it's себе, and that's the prepositional there. Well, anyway, so the case is determined by the context of how it's used there, but it always refers back to the subject. So in this sentence, of course it gives you the English, but на себе refers back to он, to he. He buttoned up his raincoat. Not your raincoat, not somebody else's raincoat, but his raincoat. And in this case, the Russian and into the English translation could be a little misleading, but because in Russian you say that you button up yourself. Is how you say it in Russian, rather than your coat. But anyway, look at the next one. На всякий случай он взял с собой зонтик. На всякий случай is just in case. Alright? So even if that wasn't in the sentence, the rest of it would still be the same. Он взял с собой зонт, or зонтик here. He took with him an umbrella. So, that is a really common phrase. You'll hear a lot of Russians say that, с собой. С собой. It means with oneself. So, I took, I'm leaving and I'm taking my purse with me. С собой. Okay, that's how they say that. In English, you might even just stop with, I'm taking my purse. But we might say with me. С собой. Okay, so these are used as a pronoun. It's doing it back to the subject. Okay? Hopefully you get that. Now, we have possessive pronouns. You already know. Мой, твой, наш, ваш. Okay, we've done that since Russian 1 and you know it. They answer чей, which is whose. Okay? Это мой брат. Это моя сестра. Okay? Now, so that's just what it's going over here. And notice at the very bottom of 59, it tells you that the third person pronouns for he and she and they and it, they are его, ее, and ich, and they never ever change. Hallelujah. Okay, so if you want to say he, well, let's say if you wanted to say like, they love her brother, right? Her is going to be ее, no matter what the case is. Okay, that's very nice. But we've discussed this before, so turn the page. 60. And we're going to look at two new things. We have svoj. Svoj, okay. Now, it says here in your book, just as there is a reflexive personal pronoun, which was себя, right? That was the reflexive personal pronoun. There is also a reflexive possessive pronoun. Possessive, meaning that you own it, right? Like мой and твой, like we were just talking about. There is one that refers back to the subject to mean oneself. Svoj. As you can see, it rhymes. It's just like tvoj or moj. Okay? It rhymes. So, this refers back to the performer of the action, which is almost always the subject. And this is important. This is important. For first and second person, meaning I, you, y'all, and we, right? You do not have to use it. You're never obligated to use it. But you are obligated to use it when you have third person and you can grammatically do so to be correct. Okay? So let's look at these examples to help it make a little more sense. Лиза потеряла свои серьги. Lisa lost her earrings. Well, svoj refers back to Lisa, right? She lost her own earrings. She didn't lose somebody else's earrings. She lost her own earrings. Sadness. All right. So then in the next part, the next sentence, она не знает, где ее серьги. She doesn't know where her earrings are. Ее does refer to Lisa, but notice here, we cannot use svoj. We cannot use svoj because the grammatical subject of the clause is серьги, right? Of that clause. Where Lisa is nowhere in that clause at all. So we can't refer it back. We can't make it reflexive. It would not be grammatically correct. Okay? Now look at the last sentence. Ей необходимо найти свои серьги. She absolutely must find her earrings. So this is a subjectless sentence. If you look, there's no real subject because what would be the subject in English is in the dative case, right? To her, it is necessary to find her own earrings. So it is okay to use svoj here because there's no subject. All right? Now, let me give you a question. This question is vital. All right? In Russian, how would you say she loves her husband? Give it a moment. I'll give you a moment. Process it. Think what it would be. So, she, она, любит, she loves. And if you don't remember, the word husband is muž. It would be in accusative case because it's she loves what? She loves her husband. Muža, right? But now the word her. Well, we've always learned that word ее, right? It never changes. But from this section here, what we were just talking about, if you were to say она любит ее мужа, that would mean she loves her husband, right? It would translate that way. But it does not mean her own husband. She loves some other lady's husband. Okay? So this is important. That's what I said. You have to use it for third person. Okay? With he, she, it, and they. You have to use it. Необходимо. It's absolutely necessary. So, what instead we would say, she loves her husband, meaning her own husband. In Russian, you have to be specific. You would say, она любит своего мужа, right? Accusative case, and it looks like the genitive, and because it's animate. And if you don't remember the endings, look on your chart. Okay, they're the same as tvoj. Look at your chart. Look at tvoj, your, and svoj will follow the same exact pattern, but the first two letters will be different. All right. Hopefully this is helping. We have one more to do. The last one there is sam. Sam, which I know that's how Russians would say Sam. Sam. But this also means oneself in Russian. This is an emphatic pronoun, which means it's not really necessary. It's for emphasis. Okay? It is used when you want to show that you yourself or the subject themselves did something. Okay, let's look at the examples. Он сам к мне подошел and said hello. Okay, yeah. But он сам, he himself walked up to me. Let's say we were, I use this example. Let's say we were talking about Michael Phelps, okay? And just shamming loves Michael Phelps. So let's say we're talking to her, okay? We hear her talking, and we're talking, and she says, "Oh, I love him. He can swim so well." Blah blah blah. And we say, "Oh, you know what happened to me the other day? Michael Phelps himself walked up to me and said hello." Oh yeah, aren't you so jealous? So that's when it can be used, right? You could say, Michael Phelps walked up to me. It's basically the same, but if you're trying to emphasize that it was he himself, this is what you need. Сам, okay? Look at the next one. К нам в гости пришли самые огурцовые. So this is saying that the огурцовые, which is interesting, it's their last name, means cucumbers, themselves came to see us. Same idea as the first sentence, but look at the last one. Она спекла пирог сама. Она спекла пирог сама. She baked a pie, or the pie, all by herself. So if you're talking about doing something and you want to stress that you did it yourself, not with help from somebody else, you use your form of sam. And the form of sam you need, as you can see at the top of the next page, 61, Some may be used in all genders, numbers, and cases. Yay! Hurrah! Okay, it declines as is written there. Most of the time that I've used this, it's been in the nominative. Okay? That's how I want you to practice it mostly. Okay? So how would you say, like a little kid, like, I did it myself, Mommy? How do you think you would say that? Well, я. What's to do? Делать. So I said the sentence in past tense. So what is past tense there? Делал or делала, depending who's speaking. So я делал whatever it is that you did. And then you could say сам. And the order doesn't really matter. You could say я сам делал. Я сам это делала. I did this myself. Okay? So these are the difference between these three reflexive pronouns. I hope that this has helped you a little bit. Let's try a little bit of exercise 6 together, if you want, on the next page. Turn the page. On 63. Упражнение 6. Fill in the blank with the best translation of the English word or phrase, and add prepositions as needed. So, номер 1. Он взял, which remember is take, or took really. He took with him в поход свитер и теплую шапку. Well, who cares what all he took? He took with him. How do you say that? There's a little monster in here. That would be с собой, right? With him. Say привет. Yeah.
I gonna play game too.
Oh, well, in a little bit, okay? Let me finish. All right. So, look at number 3. Number 3.
I like you.
Okay, you can go down or you can wait here with me.
I like you.
Okay. It says она herself не знала. She herself didn't know какое платье ей больше идет. Okay?
I want to lay down.
Okay. So, она, which one do you think it would be? Себя, свой, or сам?
Some.
You are right! And it would be она сама. Она сама.
Sama.
Она сама. She herself. It's emphasizing.
She helps.
Yes, she herself. All right. Let's see if there's one that would need svoi. Just looking really quickly.
Alligator's gonna play too.
Oh, the alligator's gonna play too. Okay. Well, all right. I think you're hopefully getting the idea now, and I have to attend to something else. But please see me with any more questions. All right? Okay. Пока. Пока.
Пока.